US President Donald Trump's additional 25% tariff is all set to hit India in a matter of hours from now. This will be over and above the 25% levy that came into effect on the 7th of August. US has notified its plans and officially said that the move is intended to address threats to US by Russia and to stop Russia from continuing with its war with Ukraine. Basically proving the point that it was never about India, what it did or did not do. There are many more instances that betray the duplicity of Donald Trump. While imposing punitive action on India, putting the moral burden of Ukrainian deaths on us and shaming us for buying fuel from Russia and funding massacre, US itself is discussing energy deals with Russian officials. If sponsoring war is the real reason, why is US not imposing secondary sanctions, as the White House calls it, on China? Beijing, remember, was the largest Russian oil purchaser last year. The hypocrisy does not end here. Trump has just today said that US will allow the entry of 6 lakh students from China and hailed what he calls great relationship with China. Here is the hypocrisy on record.
The president has applied aggressive economic leverage, for example, the secondary tariffs on India, to try to make it harder for the Russians to get rich from their oil economy. He's tried to make it clear that Russia can be reinvited into the world economy if they stop the killing, but they're going to continue to be isolated if they don't stop the killing.
We're going to have a great relationship with China. I mean, it's happening. You see it. It's happening. They have some cards. We have incredible cards, but I don't want to play those cards. That would, if I played those cards, that would destroy China. I'm not going to play those cards.
Even as Trump goes ahead with his tariffs, ratings agencies have shown faith in Modinomics. Fitch has affirmed India's credit rating at BBB- with a stable outlook. S&P Global has upgraded India's sovereign rating to BBB from BBB-. What this means is that despite impending tariffs, there is resilience in Indian economy. The resilience also showed in Prime Minister Modi's assertion, second of its kind, that Bharat won't give into any kind of pressure, no matter how great it is. At the same time, strategy is in place for future.
मेरी सरकार किसानों का, पशुपालकों का कभी भी अहित नहीं होने देंगी। दबाव कितना ही क्यों ना आए, हम झेलने की अपनी ताकत बढ़ाते जाएंगे।
वोकल फॉर लोकल बने, स्वदेशी, ये हमारा जीवन मंत्र बनना चाहिए दोस्तों। गर्व से स्वदेशी की तरफ चल पड़ो।
But I.N.D.I.A bloc is not convinced with the government's approach and lamenting that the roadmap is unclear. Listen it.
We do need to react to a 50% tariff. Our government should also clarify what is its impact going to be on our economy, on our import and export. And it becomes a very peculiar issue because our current Prime Minister constantly kept saying that he has the best of relationships with Mr. Trump. Then what has really happened? Okay, so that is something that is not clear to us. What is going to be our roadmap, that is not clear to us.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
All right, let's go across to our guests. Pradeep Bhandari, Tushar Gupta, Ravi Shankar Ravi and Tehseen Poonawala continue to be with us on the broadcast. Let me begin with you, Tehseen Poonawala. There is some sort of a confusion within the opposition, is it? Because on one hand, you want the Prime Minister in India to stand up to US. And when India does that, questions are being raised on why 50% tariff. Well, even before Operation Sindoor, Donald Trump spoke about tariff, and not just for India, for everyone. The duplicity was exposed by US itself when it said sanctions on India, measures to ensure Russia comes to the negotiating table to stop the war.
Thank you, Swati. We all on the same side of Team India. We all want India to do well. And if you just go back to the archives of Times Now, we've repeatedly been telling the BJP the 3 M's that the Honorable Prime Minister has been indulging in his bromance with President Donald Trump were missteps, and misunderstanding. It hasn't started now. During Pulwama, President Trump didn't take a clear side. He wanted to mediate in Kashmir. These were early early warning signs. He did the GSP withdrawals, the generalized system of preferences withdrawal. It cost us $6.5 billion in his first terms. H-1B visas are restricted. He's giving them 6 lakh students visas to the United States of America, Chinese students. President Trump kept doing that, and under this bromance going on, howdy Modi, namaste Trump, we lost out. We've been warning you. All BJP friends, good friends of mine, would come on TV and say, we are with USA, we are with Russia, we're doing that. That was always India's policy. You misread President Trump. You made this error. We are on your side. We are not enemies. And because of this error today, we are in a situation where President Trump is treating his enemies, Russia, China, differently. Turkey that gave weapons to hurt us. He's treating them differently than what he's treating us. And we were under this illusion or delusion that the BJP was of a bromance brewing. Howdy Modi, namaste Trump. These are numbers. These are hard numbers. This 50% is going to hit us. We have $80 billion worth export.
The agencies
it's going to hurt
say we can deal with it.
And we don't have a plan B. And for the last 1 year, we've been telling you have to have a plan B.
Although the rating agency says we can still deal with it. But Pradeep Bhandari, the opposition, says that your foreign policy has failed. You could not understand Donald Trump.
Well, the S&P Global says, and I quote, India's growth momentum is intact despite any tariff pressure. As I speak, Swati, India is the fastest growing major economy. We contribute more than 15% to global growth, soon to be contributing 20% to global growth. Our fiscal deficit is 4%. EPFO tells you that 22 lakh formal jobs have been added. Our forex reserves are at all-time high. Our retail inflation is at 1.5%. All indicators are suggesting that India is going to be soon the third largest economy. Now, keeping your strategic autonomy intact, if your economy is in the top 5 compared to the Congress era where it was in fragile 5, I believe the people of India are wise judge and Prime Minister is protecting India's economic sovereignty and strategic autonomy. Tehseen has a political point. I will not answer to that. But let me come to what the experts are saying, and I will just quote one of these experts. In today's Times of India, and I quote, this is another expert saying, and I quote the Times of India today, the US imposition of 50% tariff on Indian goods will not impact India's exports substantially.
Okay.
Many of the iPhone, semiconductor, power, etc. devices are exempted. As I speak, Economic Times, again I reiterate, according to the Economic Times and various other experts, there will be hardly any fluctuations in the market because the market is prepared.
Okay.
So we are strengthening the economy. The Congress party can continue to do politics.
While strengthening the economy, the Prime Minister has also said that keeping your national interest and integrity above other things is the most important thing to do, which is exactly what the government claims it is doing. Let me bring in Ravi Shankar. Ravi, geopolitical situation keeps changing. You have to move forward. You have to adapt to that and change your policies as per the geopolitical situation. The Prime Minister says, I'm willing to make a personal sacrifice as well, but do not worry. And he was addressing the farmers. I will let no harm come to you.
Swati, all that is political gimmick. First of all, from these economic issues, Mr. Prime Minister should learn 2 political lessons. One, that when any other country, I mean, in our case, when US President Mr. Trump said that he brokered the ceasefire between India and Pakistan, and Mr. Modi didn't say anything, he should have said. Number 2, Mr. Modi should not have campaigned for him, and no Prime Minister
fake news. Sorry, I'm interjecting. The Prime Minister has not campaigned. Mr. Ravi, please check your facts. Go to the official website. None of that has happened. So stop spreading fake news on a very sensitive external affairs issue.
Did Mr. Modi campaign or not?
No.
No, one second. Ravi Shankar, in the parliament, the Prime Minister said that nobody arm twisted us, nobody forced us for a ceasefire. Now, तो Pakistan has also said this. Pakistan भी बोल रहा है कि हमने अमेरिका को नहीं बोला था मेडल करने के लिए हमारे अफेयर्स में या सीजफायर के लिए. Also, sir, अगर ट्रंप के बोलने पे हमारा सीजफायर हो गया था, तो ये 50% टैरिफ नहीं झेलना पड़ता ना आज. इतना ही अगर हम ट्रंप के बताए हुए रास्ते पर चल रहे होते तो हमें भी चाइना की तरह वेवर पे वेवर मिलता जाता. हमको सिर्फ इतना कहना था नो वन सेकेंड बिकॉज पाकिस्तान अग्रीड to the trade terms that Donald Trump kept talking about. Let me bring in Tushar. Tushar, you know, this is politics of convenience. It keeps changing. sometimes you want to lecture the government. See, we told you this about Donald Trump. You could not, you misread Donald Trump. And then you change your political stance saying, we trust Donald Trump. He's saying that jets gire the. Now you answer. We trust Donald Trump who says ceasefire hua tha. Now you answer.
See, Swati, यही प्रॉब्लम है. इनको अपोज करने के लिए बस अपोज ही करना है. They don't even have a clear stance. यहाँ तहसीन बैठा है, कांग्रेस की हिमाचल में सरकार है. You open up the agri and dairy farming to the American giants. Himachal's orchard farmers would be decimated. The entire horticulture sector would be decimated. If the Congress was in the center, would they open up India's agri and dairy sector to the American giants? No, they wouldn't. And they shouldn't. यहाँ RJD के एक प्रवक्ता बैठे हैं, वहां मखाने बनते हैं, बिहार में उगाए जाते हैं, पूरे देश में जाते हैं. आप मखाने के किसान को खत्म कर देंगे क्या अमेरिकी कंपनियों को इंडिया में लाकर? अगर प्रधानमंत्री कह रहे हैं मेरा उनके साथ ब्रोमांस हो, डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशनशिप हो, जो भी हो, but that bromance doesn't mean that I'll let him and come harm my farmers' economic interest. कांग्रेस की बात ही समझ नहीं आती है. आपका डिप्लोमेटिक एंगेजमेंट एक तरफ, आपकी इकोनॉमिक प्रायोरिटाइजेशन एक तरफ, इन दोनों में अंतर होता है. कांग्रेस को यह बात समझनी नहीं है, क्योंकि कांग्रेस को हर चीज का अपोज करना है, शोर मचाना है. सोल्यूशन उनके पास भी नहीं है. आप तहसीन से एक सीधा सवाल पूछिए, जो कह रहे ब्रोमांस गलत प्रूव हुआ. हिमाचल में हॉर्टिकल्चर के किसान है, सेब के किसान है. अमेरिकी किसान कह रहे हैं हमें अपने सेब भारत में बेचने. हिमाचल का किसान खत्म हो जाएगा, उसकी इनकम खत्म हो जाएगी. Would the Congress want Prime Minister Modi to agree with Donald Trump's, sort of revocation of the whole?
Just a couple of seconds.
I have so much respect for Tushar, but he's wrong on facts here simply because America is more protectionist towards its farmers than any other country in the world. And that's what India said. That open up
your market for their agricultural products.
We are giving subsidy to your farmers. You oppose it. When we are protecting, when we are protecting Indian farmers in
I'm completely out of time. The viewers have seen the debate. I leave it to the viewers to decide on which side of the argument you are. Thank you very much for watching the Newshour Debate, viewers. Good night.